Hello everyone! Today we'll be working with a festive dress. We've already made one for a small girl, but now I want to make one for myself. Have a look at this sketch. The dress will be detachable on the front. I've chosen this design because it's pretty simple. Have a look at the sleeve. It will be very small, tiny. If I make such sleeve, the dress won't be festive anymore. If you still want to make long sleeves, at least make them lacy. There's a wrap over on the front. These are the small tucks. 2 tucks on each side. You can see that there's a draping going down from the wrap over to the side. This draping will be attached to the dress. The folds will be very beautiful. You can make the wrap over and the draping of any fabric you like. You can even combine the fabrics. Make the dress itself of one fabric, and this part and the wrap over of the other. You need to attach the decoration here, flower or something similar. It will look very good. You don't necessarily have to make the draping. If you don't do it, you can decorate the neckline. If you don't even want to make a wrap over, make a shawl collar here. You already know how to make it. I'll make the dress of this fabric. You can combine the fabrics if you want. The draping will look really good. Let's start designing. The length of the dress will be 115 centimeters. So I need about 2.5 meters of fabric. It's better to have 2 lengths of fabric. Let's start designing. I folded the tracing paper in half. I've also put the fold on the center front. I'll sign it. Let's start with the length. The length of the dress is 115 centimeters. I find the mark 115 on the measuring tape and put it on the shoulder. Now I can see that I need to add 48 centimeters to the bottom. Now I'll transfer the pattern. This is the hip line. This is the waistline. I remind you that the basic pattern was made using my 10 measurement system. It doesn't take long to transfer the pattern. Do not forget to add 48 centimeters to the bottom. The width of the hips is 33 centimeters. So I'll make the bottom 31 centimeter wide. I'll make a dress just a bit narrower at the bottom. I draw a line this way. The front is ready. Now I need to decide where to make this line. I put the beginning of the measuring tape on the shoulder and measure right under the bust. 37 centimeters. It's better for this line to be a bit higher than lower. Let's cut the front out. I'm not going to make a full-size pattern at the back. I'll add 48 centimeters to it on the fabric. I'll sign everything. Undercut, waistline, hips. I put the pattern aside for now. Notice that I transfer the back on one layer of the tracing paper. I'll write that I need to add 48 centimeters to the bottom. I already know that this tag should be a bit higher. I'll make it a bit longer. I've made the tag a bit longer. Let's start cutting. The back is ready. Let's transfer and cut the sleeve. Let's continue working. I think I'll move this line a bit lower, just for 1 centimeter. Let's cut it. I'll cut the tag here. I do it in order to open the neckline more. Do everything just like I show you. I stick the parts of the pattern together with the duct tape. This is what is left from the tag. I also need to transfer the back tag from the shoulder to the neckline. Now I can adjust the neckline. I match the shoulders to do it. This is how much I cut off the back. Remember that we need to cut the same width of the front and the back. Now I need to decide how much I want to open the neckline. I put the beginning of the measuring tape on the neck and measure how much I want to cut. I'll cut about 17 centimeters. I measure 17 centimeters on the pattern. Now I need to draw a neckline with a wrap over from this point through the one I've just measured. I need to close this tag for now. I make a notch on the center front. Now I draw a very beautiful line. I throw this piece away because I don't need it. Have a look here. This is the wrap over, and this is the chest tuck. Don't be afraid of the complicated designs. I want to cut 1 centimeter off the shoulder because I've changed the tuck. I also want to make the armhole 1 centimeter deeper. Do not forget that we cut more off the front than off the back. You can see that the parts of the shoulders and the armholes are even. This is the center front. I'll sign it. This is the pattern for a wrap over. This is the back. I'll need to add 48 centimeters to it. Now let's start working with the sleeve. I don't need the whole sleeve. I remind you that there will be no sleeve here, just the armhole. I'll cut the sleeve this way. This is the only piece of the sleeve I need. This is how it will look like. I'll cut it a bit. The sleeve is ready. I've cut the full-size pattern of the lower part of the dress. All the needed lines are marked on it. I'll make the pattern for a draping of the same detail. I've matched the center fronts. I regret cutting the tucks. Don't do it. The draping will end 45 centimeters up from the bottom. This is the point I've just marked. I draw a beautiful line down from it. Let's start cutting. I'll stick the tucks with the duct tape. Notice that I don't measure anything. I just cut by side. I've matched the center fronts. This is the point where the wrap over ends and the draping starts. Now I'll draw the cutting lines. Don't measure anything. Just draw the lines by side. I draw the lines about 6 or 7 centimeters away from each other. I've drawn 6 lines. The last one comes from the end of the tuck. I'll open each cut for about 7 centimeters. You can open them less or more. Cut the pattern this way. You may have noticed that I don't think long when designing the items. I think that practice makes perfect. I'll explain what I'm doing. This is the part I'm making the cuts for. I've decided to open each cut for about 7 centimeters. I want the folds to look beautiful. When this detail is ready, I'll show you all the details I've made today. Now I'll draw a line starting from this point and ending here. The line should be round and beautiful. The draping will look really good. This is the draping. This is the bodice with the wrap over. This is the lower part of the dress. This is the bodice. This is the back. I'll need to add 48 centimeters to it. And this is the sleeve. The pattern is ready. I really hope you like this dress. Next time we'll start cutting. That's all for today. Be different and beautiful. My name is Paukšte Irina. Subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.